We all have a story. The question is, what is the story going to be when we leave this world? What is going to be our last story? Stay tuned. Welcome to Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire, a podcast covering all topics health, healing, and spirituality. I'm your host, Meena Puri. Thank you for joining me. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So, the question is around the story, but it's more than a story, as always. So, the human life, we come here to heal. We don't come here healed. If we were all healed, we would be angels fluttering around, helping other humans who are suffering, like ourselves. But that's not the case. So I have yet to meet a person who hasn't had life happen to them. So in the journey of our life, we encounter many, many positive, wonderful things. We don't pay attention to them like we should, but we pay attention to, or our attention naturally goes to that which has been painful, traumatic, challenging. The reason why our attention goes there, there's a sign, it's a will of our higher self or the desire of our higher self to heal it. That's why our attention goes there. But what happens is we get stuck inside repeating the same story. We don't understand the purpose of it. We have a story, we keep repeating it. We don't understand why our attention is going to it, because if we heal the story, we will not keep going back to it again, sharing it at different places, and we keep digging deeper and deeper into the pain or the trauma of the story. So, a story is what's happened. Story is what has happened to you during the course of your life. What has happened to me during the course of my life. So if you go back and just look at the big kind of incidents, note them down, you may notice a general theme or a pattern evolving. So the pattern may be that I always get left out. I can never accomplish tasks, or life is always so difficult for me, or no one loves me. I'm not very likable. And, you pick your song kind of a deal. So what is that theme that is running in your life? What is your story? We have to ask that question, because when we ask that question, we see a pattern. Behind the pattern is a wisdom that we need to know. Why is it that we continue to attract the same experience to us over and over again? In asking that question lies the wisdom or the inner knowing. So that inner knowing is going to take you on another path, on another step, the next step to how do you heal that inner story. The truth is, whatever story we tell ourselves as to who we are, what we are, this is what we attract in our experiences. If the story is, I can never do those things, I can never accomplish that, I can never write a book. For example, there was a book sitting in front of me. I'm not one of those people. I can't write a book. You are correct. You can't write a book because you just affirmed that. So it could be anything like that. And it's the story that's coming by your experiences. There's a belief that is happening. I shared in my previous episode, the beliefs are formed by our experiences, and until we heal the experiences, we carry on with the same old belief. And it's the beliefs that are carried into our daily habits, and actions. And when we continue to try to change the habits and the actions from the level of the habit and the action, we have a really difficult time. Actually, it's next to impossible to change habits until we heal that which formed the habit. But again, that's another that's another episode. So what I wanted to talk about here is, so find out what your story is, what your pattern is. The question to ask, why does this continue to happen to me? And in that question, you're going to find the answer. Well, you may find the answer, or another question is, maybe there's something for me to see. It's kind of like, if I keep going to a store at a certain time and every time I go there, the door is closed, then I might think I got the time wrong. Or is the store is out of business, right? So you got to ask, why does this keep happening to me? Maybe what do I have it wrong here? What do I have it not exactly correct? So asking that question is going to lead you to another insightful question, which is going to lead you to another question, another answer. And so the inner journey unfolds. We are living in times where there is no lack of knowledge. It's at our fingertips. So what do we do with the knowledge, and how does it relate to our story? We take that knowledge and we apply it to our story. So the knowledge may be, you create your own experiences, right? One sentence. So you know that, but you're not connecting the dots to what you are, how you are connecting, how you are creating your own experiences. So apply that to that theme in your story. So that's insightful, right? I'm creating my own experiences. When I know that, now I know where to go. Now I can follow the little bit of better path on unfolding that story. It has been my belief, not just belief and experience, that everything comes here to heal us. We're walking each other home. Healing means we're coming to our wholeness. Wholeness means we're coming to that stuff we are made up of, pure consciousness, which we refer to many times, pure light, pure love. The body is the container of that light and love. And thank God we are given so many other faculties to kind of live out those soul's desires and to spread the light and the love. You know, the body, which we can animate what we think and feel, the language to express what we want to say, the heart to tune us into what is it that we are feeling, the mind to, if we use it correctly, to guide us on the path or to hinder our path, depending on how we are using the mind. So that was a mouthful. But so find your story, ask what the deal is. Why do you keep on coming upon the same thing over and over again? And the question is, a bigger question is, what is the story you want to leave the world with? So are we going to carry on with the same song and dance, same story at the end of our day, or are we going to change the story? Change the story. It's up to us, right? So in changing the story is where the healing lies. We can all change our story. Story then really becomes this tool, this artful tool that we can use to not only get deeper insights, but to get the motivation, the wisdom that we need to shift our perspective, to heal deeply. So then we do have a different story. It's wonderful that we have things happen to us, because without it, we would be, how would we grow? We would get too comfortable in the comfort zone, that life is just all good. Everything just happens to me the way I want it. Isn't it perfect? I would welcome that once in a while, and it does happen. But it doesn't happen mostly, right? Because there's more learning, there's more learning, there's more learning. We're never done learning. So I encourage you to, first of all, find out what your story is. And there are many, many stories. Focus on one story. There's story inside a story. What's the story? What's the story that's calling for your attention? Take a look at that story and ask some big, insightful question and see what you get. So I created this video is called Heal Your Hurt, where I share my own story. I have so many stories. I can fill out an encyclopedia. And I'm starting to share them more and more and more because I'm a private person. These stories are very personal, very intimate. And so I share as I feel ready. So I share my story in that video for you, how I have healed the inner turmoil and the pain and all the obstacles that have come in my life, in my way to heal, to become, to be where I am, so I can share that knowledge with you today. So take a look at this video. I'm going to provide the link below in the description box. Click the link, you'll be taken to the video. Watch through, and I'm also sharing a very powerful 6A process that has become just like breathing for me. I don't use it as much because I've used it so much that now the need is not that much there. But I share that technique with you, which you can really begin to use right away on any given day, at any given moment. If you can tune into what's going on with you, it's a different way of approaching your challenges, approaching the mental anguish and the emotional pain. And by the end of that process, even if you use it for, it'll take you like 5 to 10 minutes to do it, or even shorter, it'll get quicker and quicker as you go along. You will notice how the energy of what you feel changes, the intensity changes, how you feel lighter, softer, and much better. So click the link in the description, watch the video, you'll hear my story, and I would love to hear your questions and your comments. You can post them on this video, or you can email me, ampuri@ayurvedikhealingcenter.com. And tell me I also love to hear, if you get something out of these podcasts that I record. Frankly, everybody needs encouragement. I do too. And if you like something, I'm like, oh, great. I'm not talking into thin air. Somebody's actually listening. So I would love it if you share. If you think someone else may benefit from it, and, share your thoughts. What did you get out of this, 10, 15-minute talk that I have? And especially share with me after you have watched the workshop as to, how it was for you, what that triggered for you, or what were you able to tune into, or how were you able to move into the next step, if you had any deeper realizations or a deeper thought that came upon you after you watched that video. So thank you so much for joining, and I'd love to hear back from you, and I will see you at the next episode. Thank you for watching. You can find all episodes of Igniting Change, Finding Your Fire at ayurvedikhealingcenter.com. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and share your comments.